morning, good afternoon. Oh, geez, this is quite epic music. We're listening to calming cinematics today, so we'll see what that entails. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Tuesday. As you can see, we're all prepped and ready to go for our Halloween cross stitches. Just trying to angle this bad boy just a little bit better so we're not. Whew. As you can see, we're also back up in the stream room. We're done with yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I feel like I had such a better setup with this downstairs, which is interesting to me. But no matter, we will do our best. Yes, we're gonna have a, oh, there we go. That's probably what it is. Yes, we're back up in the stream studio. Sorry, my brain is like, why is my camera defaulting to where I don't want it to go? That's why. We just need to tweak it a little bit. Okay. It's weird. I was so cold all day, and now I'm suddenly quite warm, which is weird. I'm sure that will pass, though. All right. Me and Phantasma are here. Shadow is also here. He is currently hanging out in the spare room. We fully think he has claimed that for his own. So I don't know how happy he's going to be when my friend comes to visit, and that's where we end up sticking her. He might be like, who is this random stranger in my room? But all good. All good, all good. We have Creamy Earl Grey. This is the last tea from my Jolene sampler pack, which is a shame, but I'm very excited because it's Earl Grey. That was too hot, though. And as you can see, we finally have everything set up to start from this collection. We're going to be working on our little drink potions today. My phone is vibrating. What is going on? Oh, it's all good. Yes. So, the Ada arrived last week, but not before last Tuesday. It arrived after that, so we needed a bit of time. So luckily, we spent last Tuesday prepping all of this. So these are our flosses, threads. This is what we're doing. Did I not mark these? Oh, I did. I marked them on the back. Oh my god, I was just about to be like, what the hell? No, I did. I marked them on the back part of this. And then we have our fabric. Apparently, we don't need this much, but this was sort of the size I needed in order to do this via a hoop. So we're going to be doing a little bit more of that. And then I also did some very, very janky quick calculations, because I did tell you guys that I think if these are the right size, I'm going to stick them in these keychains, and I'm 99% sure that they will be. Because according to this, each charm is approximately like 1 inch by 1 inch. So they might be a little bit wide, but according to this, if we're measuring sort of the outer portion here, these are slightly, this is like an inch, almost an inch and a half by like almost 2 inches. So that should be more than enough room to stick these in here. I'm not sure if I want to kind of do like a basic outline in maybe like pencil, and then we can build them in between this. Because we have, how many do we have? We have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this will be more than enough room for everything. So as long as I remember and remind myself that we're not starting from the center, it should be okay. So if we err with the idea of almost starting as far into this corner as possible, I think we'll be all right. I was a bit, so I found I have this portable LED light that I'm thinking of trying to use just to, yeah, there we go. Just to brighten up this space, because that's one of the things that I've noticed is that it's quite dark in terms of, I don't know if it's the camera or whatever. So I'm gonna be experimenting a little bit with like the best place to stick this, just so that we're lighting our space a little bit better. See, because now it's totally in the way. I'm gonna stick it here. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Just because I feel like the stitching space isn't very well lit, and I would like to do something about that. So we'll see how this goes. From what I remember, I spent like literally all day charging this. I can't remember how long it lasts. So all the fingers and toes crossed, this lasts for 3 hours. If not, then I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Okay. Let's pick up a needle minder. I've realized this, I don't really have a spooky needle minder. I definitely need to turn some of my pins into needle minders. I think, though that one's massive. I do have a couple like spooky ones, and I feel like it would be necessary to use those. Okay, I'm a wee bit concerned about getting this far enough. I have a bunch, so I know it's like we might kind of be maybe using too much excess, but I've never, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. So like fuck around and find out. That's the nature of today, because this is the smallest in terms of like 1/1 fabric I've used. Obviously the linen I'm using for the cryptid stitch along, I think it's like size 28 or whatever, but I'm doing 2/2. So this is my first attempt at like 1/1 of something so small. So we'll see how it goes. I also am a bit concerned that I don't have a thin enough needle, but according to these instructions, we can use size 24 needles. I just feel like that's gonna really stretch out the Ada, but what do I know? Yeah, you can already tell. That's fine. Now I'm hoping that I can keep my shiz together enough that I don't have to like physically mark off this pattern, because I want to be able to use this again. I guess I could use pencil and try to erase it, but this is shiny paper. I don't know how that's gonna work. Shall we test? Kind of works. We're gonna try without it, and everyone just, you know, hold your breath and hope for the best. I think our best bet is probably just to go in order. So we're only using one strand of floss and going 1/1. Again, never done this before. According to this pattern, it's very easy, what we're about to undertake. I think it'll just be a bit weird for me because I've never done it before, but you know, we are learning, we are growing. This will be fine. So like I mentioned before, I am like 99% sure that I'm gonna finish these, stick them in the keychains, and then these are also gonna be part of the giveaway when we get to 200 followers. including our mini Phantasma here that we worked on last week. So we're gonna have tons of fun little on-brand treaties for everybody when we finally reach that milestone. Okay. So I'm under the impression that we can just kind of start anywhere. So I'm gonna try to start maybe here, because the goal is to not have to move the hoop. So we're gonna see how this goes. Before stream started, I was engaging in one of what I feel is like the most autumnal of animated series. I was doing, I had the urge to watch Over the Garden Wall, and luckily watching, because it's a mini series, watching all the episodes really was only like the same as like watching a movie. So I was able to do all of that this afternoon, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I did have to be careful that I didn't fall asleep on the sofa, but luckily I didn't, because I think because I was so excited to finally work on this project, because I feel like it's been a long time coming, and then of course I had like delays with supply stock, just in terms of me not ordering it on time and it taking longer than I expected to ship. So that is why. Okay, I need to make sure that this is low enough that then when I lift this up, we're still illuminated, but not so illuminated that it's almost like a whiteout situation. We're still troubleshooting the addition of the other light. To be fair, it's brighter than it was. And then we can move this guy. Actually, you stay here. I can move myself back here so we can see what's going on. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, this is what we're going to be working on for the next few Tuesdays, Cross-Stitch Tuesdays. I'm assuming we'll get them all done by the end of the month. I don't actually know how. It's like, I don't know how quickly this is going to go, but I do know that it should probably be finished by the end of the month. That's my theory. It'd be really cool if we could get at least the first one done today. That would be awesome. First of 6. This is actually going very smoothly. I don't know what size this needle is. I just grabbed one that I assumed was the thinnest, so I was a bit concerned. But it's actually, well, I guess it obviously is a testament to how small the Ada is, that this just single thread is actually looking quite full. Hi Sol, good afternoon. How you doing? How are things? I was just saying how I didn't fall asleep while watching Over the Garden Wall. I actually didn't even, I think because I was so excited to start this project today that I was even cuddled up on a blanket. Me and Shadow were snuggling on the sofa and still didn't fall asleep. So I thought that was very good of me. How are you today? I didn't think the arcing through in terms of how close I stitched this, but that's all right. We can just do it one at a time. I'll mess it up. Oh no. Were you physically at the doctor's, or was it all like on the phone waiting nonsense? Yeah, right? Thank you. That's always so frustrating. Really? So you had in-person and on the phone shenanigans. That's frustrating. Oop. Oh, I almost flung my needle into obscurity. That's really annoying. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's one of those where you're like, you probably needed a nap after all of the shenanigans you had to deal with. You're like, screw you guys, I'm going home. I know I'm like that when I have like, I don't know, like bureaucratic stuff to deal with, whether it's like bank stuff or like doctor stuff or whatever that's like outside of normal routine. I need to like really psych myself up, and like after it's done I'm like, well, that is worth not doing anything for the rest of the day. But they couldn't tell me how they notified me. Yeah, that's silly. It's the other thing too, because yeah, don't they charge for missed appointments? So you're like, no, actually, you are not getting my money because you need to prove to me how this happened. My doctor's is pretty good. They text me, which I appreciate. Not that I don't like mark things down, but yeah, it could just be like a clerical error on their part, but obviously they don't want to tell you that, or they might not know, and then it's like, oh, well, it's your problem to deal with, and you're like, no, 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 no. 'Tis not my problem, this is your problem. This is 1, 2, over there. So the first potion we're working on is Eye of Dragon. Ooh. So the problem with using one thread is we can't do the loop stitch or the loop start. So I have to just like hold the back of this and hope that it doesn't fly through the hole again. If we gentle, there we go. I want the NHS once they knew that they kept deferring me to other numbers. Jeez, absolutely. That happened actually to my partner's cousin, where she went in for something, and because she's currently pregnant, it's like no one wanted to see her. They were like, oh, okay, so it's this ward that's responsible for you. And it's like, well, do you know if it's related to your pregnancy? And she's like, I don't know, that's why I'm here. And it's like, well, then we can't see you, so you got to go over here. And so she's like literally walking her pregnant self around the hospital, trying to find out which ward she's supposed to be seen to, and then eventually has come back down to the like A&E. And so she was sent on this like wild goose chase, and everyone is like, well, we don't know what's going on. And she's like, yeah, neither do I. I'm like, I know that the NHS is underfunded, but like, goddamn, it doesn't stop that being like a frustrating experience. Luckily she's okay, like everything is fine, but it was just one of those where she was like, yeah, so this bullshit happened, and I'm like, what's going on? Ooh. There we go. Now we can all sort of see what's going on. Yeah, so it just seems like there's certain certain things, especially too, it seems like when you want to get like more specialist care, it just is a bit of shenanigans. I'm glad you're home now and you don't have to worry about it for a while. I feel like congratulations for, you know, surviving the shenanigans that you had to endure today. Good for you. Kudos, man. Yeah. That's like my, the dentist that I went to, where it's like they're private, but then they also take NHS, but then they do a lot of different things. Luckily, like, it was weird because it was almost like, or maybe too, they're so used to having NHS patients that then when I was like, oh, I happen, like, through Liam's work, we have healthcare coverage for certain things. And I was like, well, I need this in order to claim it back. And they were kind of like, I don't know what to do with this information. And I'm like, oh, that's weird that you don't actually deal with this. Because usually I would assume it's the opposite, where it's like people are so used to dealing with like private claims and stuff that then they're like, well, I don't know what to do with NHS stuff. But in this, it was the reverse, which is almost a good thing. I'm like, well, it's good that you know how to take care of like NHS coverage, but I guess the other thing too, if you were referred somewhere, so it's like a referral, so it's not like your standard GP, and then it's kind of like you don't really know the flow of how things work. Absolutely, 100%. It's so important. Okay, we're not actually marking things off, so I need to make sure that I don't mess this up. I think we're all right, though. I'm just like half stitching the outline, and then we'll fill that all in after. Jeez. Is that because like your needs are so specialized that they're trying to find somebody who understands, or is it just that like there's no one available, so you just kind of have to float between who's around? If you don't mind me asking. You're also not at liberty. You don't need to share if you don't feel comfortable. Two, three. So far everything's going good. Knock on all the wood that these tiny projects that I'm not crossing out the pattern on will continue to be kind to me, and I won't get too confused. They're small enough that I think it should be fine, but you never know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we do this 4 times. Also too, so far, this 18 count isn't giving me much grief. I guess it's not, like, it's only 2 sizes smaller than, like, because I've done 16 count, like, Princess Jasmine's on 16 count, And then 18 count is the one step down. Most of the time I use 14. So this isn't that bad. Let's start off the prognosis. So I was referred, but they had different opinions. You'll swear they two had a different opinion, and this has happened about 5 times now in the last 2 years. I won 3 MRIs. Let's just oh my god. That's so annoying. You're like, that's fine, you can all have differing opinions, but like somebody needs to like progress things. That's wild. I've heard that though, like, because it's one of those things where like people, because doctors, I guess unless they're specialists, like most general GPs have like just literally that, like a general knowledge of stuff, and then depending on what they see every day, that sort of like informs their opinion in things. So it's really weird because you usually think, like, especially when you grow up, you assume that like doctors are sort of like these all-knowing, all-seeing like power figures, and then it's like, especially when you've been through like chaotic turmoil in the medical system, you're kind of like, everyone here just seems to be winging it with like a baseline knowledge of stuff. You know, it's like everyone has like, you know, within their professional opinion based on things, but that's like such a small, minute amount. Really? Yeah, you're like, the other one is giving me a lot more grief. I guess they're so caught up in trying to figure out one problem. They obviously can't multitask. Or they're hoping maybe that the two are connected, but even still. This is such an interesting, quirky mix of music. I am thoroughly frustrated on your behalf. Yeah, because it's like by the time you've done all the tests and things, it's like so convoluted that they're like, well, we gotta start again. These are all outdated. The last time this happened was however many years ago. And you're like, okay, cool, I guess. In the interim, like when they give you like a possibility of like, not like a diagnosis, but like a possible cause or whatever, do they like at least say, well, it might be this, so in the interim, to help with your discomfort, I'm gonna recommend this until we have further tests? Or is it kind of like, until we have all the tests, we can't give you any sort of pain management, any sort of, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, in the interim, while you're bouncing me around to all of these doctors, can I have a little something something to like make things a bit easier? And it's like, not until we know what you have. And you're like, cool, okay. You're like, you've not known for multiple years now, and it's just progressively getting worse. So that's so annoying. Yeah, really. You would think even, I don't know, I guess do they just tell you like, oh, just take like ibuprofen and paracetamol? I guess too, because they're so, because that's one of the things that I've noticed, the difference between like Canadian healthcare and British healthcare, and to just like British medical stuff in general, is they are a lot more strict with the giving out of medicines. it's much more, I guess maybe because it obviously costs the NHS, or like, I don't know what it is, because it's a similar system in Canada. Mind you, we do pay a lot more for our prescriptions and things, even though they are partially covered. But yeah, I feel like they're a lot more strict on what they will and won't give you. Whereas like in Canada, you go, I have this problem. They're like, here's some T3s. And you're like, heh. Might explain why there's a massive opioid crisis in my hometown. But, you know, for people who really need it. Yeah, no, that's fair as well. If there's something, because sometimes too, like I know for certain people, like depending on the condition they have, they can't take certain medication. Or I know for me, like I find that paracetamol doesn't do anything for me, so that's not something that I take. So if you're like, okay, these are the things that kind of work or not really, they're like, well, if this doesn't work on a base level, then maybe it's not worth giving you, you know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah. I think that's one of the most complicated things to, like, I don't know, I guess figure out, because I think chronic pain is so individualized and everyone kind of has their own real specific journey with it, and so it makes it difficult, I guess, to really pinpoint what is causing everyone's specific chronic pain, but it doesn't stop the chronic pain from happening. Where are we at in terms of, once we get here, we need 3 more. So once we get to this last section here, then we need 3 more. Yeah. That's so frustrating. No, honestly, like if you, I'm glad that you feel like this is an okay place to vent, you know what I mean? Like, especially too, it sounds like you've had a bit of a day and that's been like tacked on to an already really frustrating, like, almost over a year, you know what I mean? So absolutely, it doesn't seem like the most ideal of circumstances. Make sure that this is the same. Well, funny you should mention that, because the cone came off for one day and then it had to be put right back on the next day. So as of Friday, I told you guys at the end of stream that Shadow was getting his cone off and we were having company over and it was an amazing time. And then we noticed on the Saturday, so he had his cone off again like Saturday morning. And then we looked and he was relaxed on the couch and he went belly up and it looked like his wound had opened up and was bleeding. And we were like, shit, this was meant to be the last day and we kind of took it off a day early. So we were literally going to send update pictures to essentially get him signed off. And we're like, this is the worst it's looked the entire time. He's not had any interest in it. Everything's been going great. And then all of a sudden we're like, it looks terrible. Like it, but to be fair, it didn't look as bad as sort of the photos that we took and sent to the doctor did. It just looked like it had opened up slightly and then obviously it had clotted and sort of sealed itself up again, which is great. He didn't need any more stitches, didn't need anything like that, but the doctor wanted to see him. So on the Saturday, we bring him out and she's like, it looks like everything is fine, but obviously we kind of don't know between Friday and Saturday morning, like Friday evening, Saturday morning, when it opened up, and if during that time any bacteria got into the wound at the time. So just as a precaution, he's back in the cone and he's doing antibiotics for the next 5 days just to make sure that there isn't any infection. Because it's funny, the vet has like a really thick kind of like Eastern European accent. She's like, you know, then he could get abscess and then he needs surgery and it's like a big mess. And I'm like, absolutely, I don't want to, absolutely not. So we're erring on the side of caution, but I think he's definitely like really over it. You know what I mean? And also too, we've noticed now, because he's had the cone on, we haven't been able to like brush him sort of from the neck up, and he's getting kind of like little mats all over the place and things too. So we're like, oh man, like poor dude, we need to sort him out. But I think the day 5 ends on like Thursday. Honestly, that's what we said, because luckily I've really lucked out with the GP that I registered with when I moved here. I don't know how it ended up happening, but it worked out. And then Liam, the one that he's registered to, I don't know what's gone on with them, but it's one of those where he was having some issues and they come up and they go, so what's the problem? And he's like, I don't fucking know. That's why I'm here talking to you. You know what I mean? So that's what we said. We're like, hey, I think the vet provides better care than everyone else. So honestly, don't worry. We've had these exact same thoughts as well. We're like, the vets are better suited. I'm like, if I insure you under medical insurance, you might actually get seen. One, two, three, right? Yeah, so he's back at it, back to being annoyed with it. But again, I think Thursday is the cutoff, so hopefully, knock on all the wood. But of course, we've had to get really creative with giving him his pills. Because I don't know what it is, the anti-inflammatory medicine he seems to love. We stick it on some chicken. He's like, this is the best thing ever. It's a liquid. Even though it stinks, we're like, what's going on? The antibiotics are pills, and he's so sus about it. We sort of worked out this combination where we have to wrap the pill in like chicken or ham or turkey with some cheese, and then he eats it, and then we sort of like lift his chin up to like force him to have to swallow it, or else he would chew it and spit the pill out and just eat the turkey and cheese. So yeah, so that's been fun. Yeah. But yeah, so he's doing all right. The only thing is obviously now, because he has this massive cone on, when he wants to get in bed with us, like there's absolutely no room. So Liam and I, luckily we have the spare room set up, and we're like, we're not gonna sleep at all if we're both trying, if all three of us are trying to like be in the same bed while Shadow has this cone on. So we've been sleeping in like separate beds, and then he's been picking each night like who he wants to hang out with, which has been really sweet. But yeah, because there's one thing, like, because I am an absolute mess if I've not slept well. I can usually like stick it out for like a day, but if it's like a consistent thing, I am an absolute miserable human being. So we needed to like rectify that. Oh, did you? Yeah, definitely. Stop them from spitting it out. They're really cheeky, aren't they? Like, they're quite clever. They're like, I would like this part. Oh, it's always Liam. Liam is #1 best friend. Yeah. Though it's really nice, because then when Liam goes to work in the morning, Shadow usually comes and snuggles with me for an hour, which is really sweet. Though we didn't snuggle this morning. He came into bed, but he like tucked himself in the other corner, and I was like, okay, fine then. I don't want to snuggle with you either. But yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. But yes, there is a clear favorite. Also too, it doesn't help that I think because Liam's been sleeping mostly in the spare room, and that's where like Shadow seems to have 100% claimed as his own. So that's probably part of the reason, but it's fine. Yeah, exactly. I'm not bitter. I always joke with him. I'm like, I know you think that Liam's your best friend, but I'm your best friend. And I'm like, you're my best friend. Though we did, it's so funny. He like leaned up against me and snuggled up while we were watching over the garden wall, but of course his cone's in the way, so he kind of just like got as close to me with his head as he could, cone permitting. It was very sweet. Because he likes to like nestle, he likes to really like nestle his head under blankets and under things, so I've noticed he's sort of like, if I'm sitting, he'll kind of like shove his face like near sort of like the crook of my back where I'm sitting. So sort of, I don't know, just because he likes that. And I'm like, hey man, I will facilitate. Alright. Yeah, it's super cute. This is pretty good. The fact that we've done, and this isn't even like a full thread, this is from like a shorter thread that we used, I guess, for another project. And we've almost done the entire perimeter of this in half stitches. Ooh! Oh my god! This just reminded me, Saul. Yeah! Look at that! We have a new emote! So exciting. You best believe I stuck that in my Etsy cart so fast when I saw this. It's this person, it's Lumith or Lumieth. It's Lunieth. And I've been following them on Etsy for a while now because they've posted a cute, like, little sort of spooky, witchy related emotes and stuff. But when I tell you,
it's tea time.
Oh, thank you very much. Like, because not only is it ghosts and tea, but it's also in the same color pattern as my raid emote. So I was so excited. So it needed to happen. Obviously, eventually we will get like some Phantasma related emotes, but I'm like, in the interim, man, ooh, so excited. Yeah, I was so excited to see it. Right? It's like they totally go together. So good. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get completely all the way around, but I think that's okay. We'll finish up. This little section here. This is actually looking real cute already. I'm really excited about this. Hopefully it's not too wide to fit. Once we finish this around, we'll get out the keychain and just sort of assess if it will fit the way we want it to. Okay, let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. I can sort of follow the fact that this is like a mirror image. Except I don't know if my brain can like truly work in that capacity. So I still need to reference the pattern. It's one of those where I'm like, if I could just be like, oh, it's just this what flipped, I know I would just accidentally put a stitch out of place. So, in the interim, what? That plastic is from Mars. I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah, it looks like it, I guess. Mars plastic. Yep. I guess so, eh? I've never investigated. I was thinking about this the other day. It's actually really funny to me that you guys call erasers rubbers here, because that's what people like call, like, rubbers are like slang for condoms. So I just think it's funny that you guys use it for erasers. It's like something that's like so innocent. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was hilarious. I actually clipped that because I was like, the insanity of that. Why is this not? There we go. Yeah, it's weird. Definitely, yeah. I'm sure that, like, it is also a slang term, maybe? I don't know. Or have they just always been referred to as rubbers here? Or did they have, like, a different name? Like, instead of erasers. Like, I don't know. Like a brand name or something, maybe? Okay, let's just check real quick. To see if this fits. Ooh. Ho ho, yeah, it is. It's gonna fit. It's gonna fit. That's so exciting to me. Ah, that's gonna be awesome. Now, depending on how much time we have in the grand scheme of the next few weeks, I don't know if it would be better to just put like a little bit of fabric or a little bit of like felt or something behind the project, or if I should try to do a well, we'll see if it fits. We'll see if both of these fit, because I've tried to do double-sided Ada cloth in the keychain, but they don't really shut 100%. So it might be better to just like put, I don't know, like a bit of paper behind it instead. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm excited that they're gonna fit in the keychains. Hearts. That's what I'm working with. This is the same color as my severely chipped nail polish. I need to prep I need to paint my nails tomorrow because they're looking a little haggard. I don't know if I want to do the same thing again or if I just want to do like, I don't know. Maybe we get more Halloween-y. Maybe we do a black and orange situation. Black, white, and orange, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Sometimes remembering your mistake. Right. See, and again, maybe this is just because I have the brain of like a prepubescent boy, but I think of rub one out as in like an innuendo of sorts. So that's interesting. A rubber as in to rub it out. And I'm like, yeah, actually, it applies in both settings. It applies in both contexts. Yeah, you use a rubber when you want to rub one out. Sometimes by yourself, sometimes with friends. Oh, I love that. Because I was always meant to be a Brit. That's incredible. So So what you're saying is Brits actually, because isn't it like a social, I don't know, like, I guess from a American comedy standpoint, Brits are always meant to be like super sort of stuffy and prudish. So what you're saying is that is a massive misconception. To be fair, I already kind of know that considering the family that I've married into. I love that. I take that as a sign of compliments. I'll be like, I've been told I was always meant to be a Brit. Okay. Yes. Trying to hold the back of this. I love, yeah, filthy chimney sweeps, filthy in two ways. That's hilarious. That's what I was joking about, because when I went to the Disney brunch, one of the things that they sang like a song from Mary Poppins, and I was like, yeah guys, that's partially how I knew how to do my British accent, was Dick Van Dyke's interpretation of a Brit. So as you can tell, obviously my point of reference is very skewed. So all my friends thought it was hilarious, where I was like, righto then. Rightio, governor. Alright. So this is... Ooh, why does this not look... Oh no. Did I cock something up? Why is this off by 1? What did Tasha do? Oh, luckily... Oh, okay. Whew! Luckily, it was just the last 3 stitches. I was like, God damn. It was just the last 3. It's all good. This was meant to be pushed in a little bit more. It's all good. We can fix it. Excellent. Okay. So this is meant to be in 1 more. There we go. Now we fixed it. Okay. Making sure everything else is equal. I assume so. They kind of look a bit skewy, but that's because they're not full stitches. And so we can fix that. So now it's just about going around and finishing all of these stitches. And then we can start the next layer. Don't necessarily know if this calming cinematics is truly calming, but we're rolling with it today. I feel like usually when you have like, well, what I've noticed is when Pretzel Rocks has cinematic in the title, there's always like a sense of epicness to it that's a bit grander than the sort of chill, cozy vibes that we're going for. But I feel like 'tis the season. So far, this light's doing all right. The only problem is obviously the inability for the autofocus to happen, but you know, it's fine. We're all just doing our best. This is actually super cute. I'm really excited about these. So the potion bottles that we have on offer today is we have Eye of Dragon, Zombie Tonic, Snail Slime, Crow's Feet, Snake Oil, and just some good old-fashioned poison. No need to call it anything other than what it is. Oh no! Got a bit of a knot. Usually you can just... There we go. Whew! Pull the bad boy out. So I just realized I am missing my stream snack. So I might go and grab that because I am fading a little bit. Just give me, I'll just finish this up right here. I like this one. This feels very like Don't Starve, which feels very spooky, and macabre, which I love. Alright, guys, I'm going to BRB. I'm going to go get myself the stream granola bar. Oh, I'm back. Thank you. Oh, Shadow was in here for all of like 2 seconds, then he just had to go back into his comfy bed. What does a potion do when drunk? I think these are ingredients for potions. I said that weird. For potions. I don't know. What do we think? We have Eye of Dragon, Zombie Tonic, Snake Slime, Crow's Feet, Snake Oil. Poison is just poison. I assume poison is just gonna kill you. Or like, poison you. Maybe not to the point of death, but to the point of inconvenience. So, what sort of a potion might require the use of Eye of Dragon? Maybe like, I don't know, because I feel like when people say certain things, like ingredients to potions, they don't actually seem to have any sort of purpose. Like Eye of Newt and Tongue of Dog, you know, Leg of Frog. Because I would assume if you're using like mostly frog in your... Is it a potion that makes it Halloween all year round? Possibly. Yes. Like, if I were to craft a potion, I would have assumed using something like frog's legs would mean that the potion will make you jump high. Like, the ingredients sometime, like, would have some sort of, like, property that helps assist in the potion. So I don't know if Eye of Dragon would be ideal for, like, a flight potion. You know what I mean? But from what I've recollected from various, chants, I am ready. Hit me with the facts. Hit me with the facts. Potion facts. Yes, I did hear that, like, certain terms are sort of like colloquialisms or things that actually then translate to physical, like, herbs and spices and things that actually exist IRL. So I did hear something similar to that. So yeah. Which I think is really cool. Because I think I remember reading something like that as well, where they were like, this means this, that means that. So I wonder, maybe these are also pseudonyms for other things. Maybe we can use them to make a stew. That's the thing. That's what I'm wondering. What is Dragon Eye a euphemism for? Hey man, honestly, as somebody who has gastrointestinal issues, I'm okay with that. If Eye of Dragon is just code for Gaviscon, like, sign me up. Yeah. Yeah, we're making Gaviscon, ibuprofen, paracetamol. But they're in cool, spooky bottles in liquid form. That's all. We're just creating an aesthetically pleasing medicine cabinet of potions. So close. Oh. I really need to find like a less awkward position to hold this in. If we bring this down here, and then that'll be a little bit easier for me to hold this. We're losing like a little bit of that brightness, but let's move this into the fold. I assume these are like glass bottles. That's what I'm assuming. They're like fancy, massive beaker looking things with corks. Unless this is another observation that I am too dense to know what you're asking about. Because that could also be the case. Ooh, this was a segue to drop some more knowledge on me. Okay, hit me with it. Erlenmeyer flask, known as a conical flask or a titration flask, is a type of laboratory flask which features a flat bottom, conical body, and a cylindrical neck. It is named after the German chemist Emil Erlenmeyer, who created it in 1860. That is cool. See, I love random facts like that. Further cementing you as being #1 pick for my trivia team. And I think the thing about this one is that all of the bottles are all different shapes. So yeah, maybe. Or they were just like, I don't know. No, they wouldn't have been square because I feel like it's blown glass, so they wouldn't necessarily have sharp edges. Yeah, so definitely probably just bulbs. Without, like, the cylindrical neck, probably. Yeah, I don't know. What year was glass invented? That's a wild question. I'm sure it was ages ago, but... yeah, definitely. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you wonder how long after them creating glass and being able to blow glass bottles that did they then start creating different bottle shapes, you know what I mean? Like, was it super, like, was the time frame really long? Or, like, once they mastered the creation of glass bottles, they were like, nah, man, we know what we're doing. Well known. Generally believes that glass making was discovered. Okay. Yeah, so then you're right. They probably could have just... so they were working off of cylindrical bottles for eons. Interesting. Ooh, that's not... that is my teacup. That's not my trash can. We're almost finished with the dark orange of the flask. Yeah, I guess it depends what sort of resources they had in the area and what maybe if they were already so far refined in using other products, there wasn't like there doesn't always need to be like there isn't a need, you know what I mean? It's like, well, why would we make glass products when we're really good at making this other thing and it works just as well, if not better? Yeah, I guess that's true, eh? It's like the minerals that need to get mined in order to create these certain things. Because isn't it like all like kind of computer, like electrical conductive materials and things like that are obviously minerals that need to be extracted from the ground. It's sort of like when people say that like you're all made of stardust. It's like, you know, everything is sand. Everything was once sand and will return to being sand. Or soil. It's one of two. Sand and soil, because like anything that's like textile related, that obviously came from like the earth and like seeds and shit, which then was in the soil, and then when that stuff all decomposes in its natural form, it then turns into soil, or in the terms of like rocks and metals and stuff, that would then be ground down over time and erosion to make sand. Sandpage supernova, yeah. Exactly. Is this actually... Yeah, it is. It's a good song. Alright. Well, I guess it's actually step 2, because we did do the cork first. Step 2 of Dragon's Breath has officially been completed. I shouldn't have put this so close to the edge, but I'm too into it now to care. There we go. Yeah, exactly. You could also, you know, to make a Disney reference, call it the circle of life that moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. Alright, what's next? It's a tiny little bit of this guy. Nah, Disney was... Oh, was it now? Yeah? Not on this channel. You must be sadly mistaken. Who died and made you president? I'm in like the grinding stages of... Did they actually? I'll have to look into this. That doesn't make any sense though, because everyone's been playing Disney Dreamlight and it's been trending, so you can't not talk about a game that literally has that name in the title. I don't believe you. Absolutely, you Pinocchio sounding son of a bitch. I was grinding on that game yesterday. I finished all of my chores, well, not my chores. I had a to-do list yesterday, and I finished everything on my to-do list. And then I spent the remainder of the afternoon playing Disney Dreamlight. And I was, like, grinding. But luckily, I was finally able to open Remy's restaurant. I just want to be a real troll one day. I'm a real troll! You mean one of those 80s dolls, eh? Right? Oh yeah, it was great. I felt very accomplished. I definitely am very... I forget, because obviously, especially too when it gets colder and things, and you know, sofas and blankies are so nice and warm and cozy, that the urge to just like, if there's nothing pressing, like there's no major adulting tasks that need to be done, it can be so easy to just like curl up in a ball and do F all. So I'm really good at no, F those gonk trolls. They keep showing up in Halloween decorations and I'm not happy about it. I am not a fan. I was fine when they were Christmassy related and they were called Snomes, but I'm upset that gonk, it's like they're kind of like the decorative equivalent to Minions, how they just kind of keep showing up everywhere, and I'm like, you need to cut it out. No, I am not a gonk stan in any capacity. My sister-in-law is like, I'm gonna get you a Halloween gonk just to piss you off, and I'm like, that would become a new Shadow Choo-Choi. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know there were 80s gonks. Now I have to look this up. 80s gonks. Is this them? Because they kind of look terrifying. Those ones are kind of cute. No, see, these are the new gonks, but they're basically just snow, like, I think they're snows. Oh. These guys. Are they actually, do they call them gonks in the UK? These trolleys. The trolls that my friend Makerbug loves. Really? I didn't realize they were called gonks here. No, they have new freaking, they're like gnomes. Gonk. These effers. They're cute, but I have no idea why, like, who decided that they were gonna become a universal thing. I'm like, no. It's unnecessary. You know what it is? I have a conspiracy theory that it's like all of these, like mommy bloggers that do like decorate my house with me vlogs, and they want to decorate for Halloween, but like they don't want to be spooky, they still want to be like cute aesthetic autumnal, and then that's why they made freaking gonks. Halloween gonks. That's my theory now. No, absolutely not. They already revamped trolls. They can't do it. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. Is gonks permeating all holidays is a byproduct of like vlog DIY or like housing decoration moms that want to be decorate for Halloween but like not be spooky. So Halloween themed gonks. Okay, is there any more of this color on here? No. Cool. Studio Ghibli would not sink that low. Actually, you know what? I think that they would be the only ones that would make it acceptable. Only if we have the aesthetic of a Ghibli movie would I be able... See, the thing is, I don't mind gonks in general. I just don't like Halloween gonks. They can be reserved for, like, Christmas time. Or if they want to lean more into, like, the gnominess. Like, I'm 99% sure that we're gonna see gonk-themed Easter decorations. Not that I care. Like, I'm not that... I don't care about Easter to have an opinion, but I'm guaranteed, again, like Minions, I think they're starting to permeate all of the holidays. You're gonna have like Valentine's Day gonks. Basically any commercialized holiday, there's gonna be a gonk version of that. 1000%. I'm really excited because my next Ghibli movie on my to watch list is Howl's Moving Castle, which I already know I'm going to give it an S, but I want to watch it anyway because I've not ever watched it subbed. I've only ever watched it dubbed. Just like randomly, they're like, you know how like in Disney movies apparently there's always a hidden Mickey everywhere? Paramount Plus buys the right to the gonks and they just start putting a gonk in like all of their Paramount Plus films moving forward. That would be funny. I would find that amusing. Yeah, hidden gonks. Hide and go gonk. It's the new game. Instead of hide and seek, it's hide and gonk. Gonks the GCU. I'm surprised. I bet it exists, but if there isn't gonks like dressed up like various Marvel characters, I would be very surprised. Missed opportunity if they're not gonna gonkify the MCU. So you're kind of like, now that it's gaining to the point of ridiculousness, I'm coming around just for the pure like insanity of it. I still want them nowhere near my Halloween, but I could get down with the chaos of the GCU. Do they actually? Let me check. Nah, I want to see. I'm sure they do. Gonk MCU. Oops. Oh, images. Apparently there's a gonk droid in Star Wars. That's interesting. Gonk super hero. There we go. Found him. Yep. There we go. Superhero gonks. Mm-hmm. Love it. I love it. When you look up Gonk MCU, apparently there is a droid named Gonk in Star Wars. So that's interesting, which isn't even the MCU. Like, Google clearly doesn't know what's going on. Alright. Yeah, right? Interesting. To be fair, droid Gonk is much cuter than the actual Gonks. I'm a fan of Gonk droid. I don't know which series he's in. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, I wonder if we'll get to do all of this on one strand of floss. That would be fabulous. I've not seen. I'm sure I would once I recognize it. Let me look up Gromit's Day Out. Wallace and Gromit's Day Out. It's been a hot minute since I have consumed any Wallace and Gromit media. Day Out. Robot. 1000%. His name is Cooker, and that makes sense. Yeah, 100% he does. Exact same shape. They could be long lost droid cousins. robo cousins. Oh, excuse me, focus. It's like, nah, I don't want to. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Move over. What's his name? Lad Baby? It's a Gonk Christmas. Gonking all over the world. Oh my goodness. Jeez, you're gonna send my father-in-law to an early grave. I'm like, don't besmirch his favorite band like that. That's so funny. Gonking all over the world. Oh. Hello. Did you hear something? You can go back to sleep, dude. Like, the mail has already been delivered today, so I don't know why he's being sus. Is it getting really windy again? No. I don't know. Why are you being sus, Shadow? Hey? He's like, I don't know. Ooh, I tested out gluten-free sheet pan pancakes the other day in anticipation for the baby shower that I'm hosting on Saturday. And thankfully, it went very well. So that was exciting to bear witness to. The only thing I haven't tested yet in terms of like stuff is my brother-in-law gave me a recipe because he used to be like a mixologist, and so I asked him for a recipe to make virgin margaritas, midnight margaritas for the shower because it's Practical Magic themed. And I haven't tested it yet. I just did the grocery shop for it all to arrive on Thursday in anticipation for Saturday. I think I'm probably just gonna wing it and just shove a bunch of shit in the drink dispenser and hope for the best. But I assume it'll be fine. I don't know. Maybe I should like test a small version of it just to make sure. Morning, Ray! How are you today? I hope you're having a very good day. A mixologist. Yeah, like somebody who makes cocktails and like designs cocktail menus and stuff and alcoholic beverages. But yeah, now he's a videographer. He's a man of many talents, that boy. But yes. Though I did find a recipe online. It wasn't for, because I'm making like a big batch of this virgin margarita. So I found an individual one that mentioned like adding a bit, like if you made like one cocktail, adding a little bit of pickle juice to the mix, because that'll give it sort of like a tequila tang or something like that. I don't know if I want to risk it by doing such, but I do have pickles in the fridge that I could add some juice to if I needed to, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. Yeah. Your process of deduction was correct. But yeah, if it's not something that is on your radar, it would make sense not that it wouldn't be. But yeah. These will be non-alcoholic though, but we're trying to convince well, the baby daddy has been told by his girlfriend's mom that he needs to be there, or she wants him there. And so we're trying to basically get as many like dudes to come to this baby shower as possible. And so we are, at least the dudes in our family, and I respect too that like yourself, Saul, like not a lot of people, not everyone drinks or is a drinker. But for the circles that we run in, a way to ensure that, I don't know, the baby shower is like dude friendly, we'll have beer and ciders, which is very silly, but whatever. Some people, it's one of those things, because I similarly, like obviously somebody who never touches alcohol, I do touch it, but it's not like, I don't know, it's like a once in a blue moon situation, and so it's never my first thought to be like, oh yeah, like do we have alcohol in the house for people when they come to visit? Because like people in our lives will have like a beer or something like that, and it's just something that does not cross my mind. To be fair, I have a hard enough time remembering to make sure we have Pepsi Max for our extended family to come over. We just like, if it was us, majority of the time, we would just have like squash. And like maybe I'd have some tonic water when I get a little bit bougie to mix with my squash. But other than that, it's like we don't really have pop in the house. We have alcohol, but that's only because we don't drink a lot of it. So it's like, you know, you buy, I don't know, like a bottle of something to make like a drink, and then it sits in the back of the cupboard for years because we don't use it again. You're good feeding the baby, having coffee. Allergies are the worst. I'm sorry you were dealing with those. Hopefully the coffee is helping, if not to cure the allergies, just to like make you feel better. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not my go-to thing, so then I have to remind myself that it is some people's go-to thing. And so if I am hosting a gathering with people whose thing is that, then I need to. Ooh, yeah. Well, that's not fun. It makes it so hard to be comfortable when that happens as well. It's like awkward to sort of, it's like, do you just like lean forward and hope it drips out that way? Or I guess you have to drink like a lot of fluids to sort of help break that mucus down. And so it's not as like chokeable, I guess is the right term. So once we finish these half stitches, we have have a bit of white and a bit of, what's this? Oh, we're using our sparkly thread in the center. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Cool. And then we are outlining and doing our words, backstitching. Very exciting. So we're gonna be using some shiny, and we're gonna see if it cooperates, because from what I remember, this stuff frays like a bitch and it's difficult to thread. So fingers and toes crossed, we have good luck with it. So funny, this chill cinema is actually giving me like Disney Dreamlight vibes. Which is kind of, well, I don't know. I'm like, there's potions in Disney movies. This could be sort of adjacent. It's all good. We're not worrying about it. It's fun. It makes me happy. It doesn't have to be on brand. I don't care. Gotta adjust my posture. Actually, I should put my floss boxes down. Give me a foot's rest. Except that's now pushed against. I have like a bunch of shiz shoved under my desk, which then makes it difficult for me to shove my legs under my desk. There we go. It's fine. It's fine. There we go. I've worked out that like two of my floss stash boxes stacked on top of each other makes like the perfect height footrest. Did I bring that down far enough? No, I didn't. I'm missing 2 stitches there. That's fine. Cool. I'm feeling optimistic that we might actually finish this entire potion bottle in one stream, which is super exciting to me. This is 1 of 6, and then we're gonna cut them all out and stick them in keychains, and then they will be part of the giveaway options for our 200 follower giveaway when we get to that point. I'm still not sure. I'll probably end up getting like a bit of colored paper or something like that to stick to the back of the project. Or like a little bit of fabric. I think I might have some colored fabric. Don't know if I have the right colors, but I will have some colors. Hey! Doggo is okay. He's back in the cone of shame for another 5 days. That was starting on Saturday though, so I think he has 2 days left. So on Thursday, if when we send photos to the vet, they think he's okay, then we can take the cone off and proceed as usual. Basically what had happened was we took his cone off a day early because he was doing fine, and then we noticed somewhere between Friday night and Saturday, like mid-morning, his wound had opened up a little bit, but it opened up a little bit, obviously had bled, but then had like congealed, so it closed up again. But we took him to the vet, and the vet was concerned that since we didn't know how long it was open for, that bacteria could have gotten in. So he's on antibiotics for the next 5 days, as of the Saturday. And then if everything is all good to go, then we're fine. So he's doing good. I think he's just a little bit annoyed that he's still in his cone. I think he's getting a bit frustrated by it all. He's been very, not like grumpy. He's kind of taking it all in his stride. He gets the most grumpy about it when we go on W's and he's trying to sniff things and his cone keeps getting in the way. He like growls to himself in frustration. But yeah, other than that, he's doing all right. Hopefully, like he's been okay, but when we went out for our W today, we ran into somebody that we hadn't seen in a while who always like gives Shadow a bunch of pets. And he got like the crazy zoomies afterwards, and I was like, buddy, if you rip your balls open again, like you're gonna be stuck in this cone for the rest of the month. You need to keep your shit on the DL, my friend. Like he needs to calm down. Oh, no problem, Saul. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. Always lovely to have you. Thank you for dropping facts, trying to pull one over on me again, and just being an all-around fabulous person. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your stream, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, I believe that is done. Here we go. White in the center section of the eye, and then, well, no, the outer center, the outer portion of the eye, and then the internal part will be sparkly. And then we will do, what are we outlining in? Oh, we're just outlining in black. That should be fine. Cool. Easy peasy. Are we out backstitching? Yeah, we're backstitching in one as well. Cool. Cool, cool. All good, all good. Oh my god, did I miss one? Ooh, that's such a pain in the ass. I've literally missed one half stitch. I hate when that happens. It's fine, we'll fix that in a minute. So annoying. Because then you're literally using a tiny bit of string for, actually, I just threw that bit in the trash because I was like, it's too small. It's big enough for freaking one half stitch. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Make sure we've captured that. I don't know if we'll be able, well, I might be able to do this all with one strand. We will find out shortly. this in closer. If I just twist these wheels. There we go. That's better. Just don't mind me, just readjusting. Okay, let's go around, fill this in. We will fix our stupid half stitch, and then we will color in the color in the center. We can actually move on. Well, once we finish all of the back stitching, it'd be really cool if we could then start our second project as well. And I assume it's the lighter one that I've missed. Yes, it is. Okay. Just checking to make sure that, because the tonal difference between the lighter and the darker orange is so subtle that I'm like, is that half stitch in the light or the dark orange? I believe it's the light, so we should be okay. I think this will be really cool too, because you guys can then see, like, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes like a project comes alive when you backstitch it. Like, this looks really cute and it's not bad, but like I feel like the backstitching will really just make everything pop. Now let's make 100% sure that we have finished all of these stitches. Okay, it appears that way. It appears we have. So we can flip it, park it, snip it. Okay, let's sort this out. Now the easiest thing, because it's literally only a half stitch, so that means in order to secure it, we really need to like thread it through a bunch of stuff just to make sure that we know it's not going anywhere. Trying to make sure I don't accidentally catch the Ada cloth when I do this. Oop, and we just pulled everything out. To pinch this tail. Just make sure that this isn't going anywhere. Okay. Any more tiny any assholes want to come out to play? No, I think we're okay. Now let's... secure this. And I'm also gonna go back this way. Just to make super sure that it is not gonna go anywhere. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now, I'll pop this back over here. And we are using number 15 of this Krenic Metallics, very fine braid number 4. Oh, did this die? It's getting less bright. How long did it last? 2 hours? Okay. 2 hours. Yeah, it's really not doing anything for us now, so we might as well turn this off. Okay. Now we know. We had a little bit more light than usual. The annoying thing with this one is I'm pretty sure you can't, well, it says to not use it while it's plugged in. So now we know. We need one that lasts longer than that. Okay. Where is, let me see, can this autofocus too? There we go. You can see what it is now. Very good. Oh, this is both of the tails. I just want one of them. Thank you very much. And it's not even like I want a lot of it. We'll do... Ooh. I don't know. Because it's not like it's a bobbin that I can relieve things onto. Though I think we use this again another time. So... let's do that. And also I'm going to rethread the end on this red side so I know which one I'm using. Okay. Here we go. Hopefully this goes through. We might need to use our threader for this because I don't have the patience for that. Okay, threader, where have I put you? I know, it's stuck. There we go. Don't mind me, just struggle busing to put this back on my pegboard. There we go. Okay. Let's sort myself out. Okay. Let's use the threader. Because there are just too many little lines. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now we're just filling in this center section. Remind me to remind you to remind me to close all the half stitches. We don't need a repeat of the orange shenanigans. Actually, I'm gonna start closing these now because now I'm a little bit paranoid about it. Be interesting to see how the black work, like the back stitching, shows up over this section. I think it'll, like, I'm sure it'll be fine, but it'll just be interesting. This is really cute though. I'm actually really excited about these. Now I don't know if I should do all of the, actually I think that's probably the way forward, to do all the back stitching around the bottle and then do the writing. I think that's what I would like to do. Where is it the most in focus? It's like it will stay in focus if I just do not move, and that's probably not how I work. I'm wondering, I guess maybe like a stand, like a, but then I don't know. Like a cross-stitching hoop holder might help in keeping everything in focus, but then I would also have to figure out a way to like angle the camera, and right now it kind of is only successful in its top-down iteration because it's literally just kind of hanging there, so I am not sure. Ooh. Ugh, that's a crunchy noise. That was like nails on a chalkboard noise. It's like the metallic fibers scraping against each other. Blech. Okay, cute. kind of hard to see because it's like the back stitching and the cross stitching is on the same pattern, so it sometimes can be a bit muddled in terms of being able to see where things are, but I'm 99% sure I know where everything is going. That could be the famous last words, but okay. That is it through enough that I feel like it's secure? If I do this, make it a bit longer, then the back stitching might also catch it, and that will also secure it a little bit. Stick this over here because there is a chance that, well, we will be using this in other projects. So, oops. That is okay. Except it's gonna be a slippy fucker. I'm not gonna keep it on here. Okay. Now on to the back stitching, which I'm very excited for, because then that means we're finished, which is awesome. 1 down, 5 to go. We start, I'm going to take another little, I'm going to swap these. Oh, finish this. Last sip of cold tea. Have another bite of granola bar. So this is what's really going to make the project pop. As long as that's secure enough, and then I can hold this a bit less jankily. I think what we'll do once we're finished this one is we will do like a rough outline of the keychain parameters on the Ada cloth, so then we know where to position the other 5 bottles, just to make sure that we have the right sort of, because these aren't as long, there'll be some white space either side, so just to make sure that that's sort of like proportioned nicely. And then for the rest of the week, Thursday, we're going to be needle felting some pumpkins. Check to make sure I actually have orange. Oh yeah, I do. I was like, what if I don't have any orange wool? I do. We can always make more ghosts as well, but because last week we did some ghosties, which took, well, the mini Phantasma took 1 stream. The bigger one we did took 2. So I'm hoping if we're doing like little pumpkins, they shouldn't take very long. So we can maybe do like 1 or 2 of them. And then Friday will be the return of Flashback Fridays, because we have not done like nostalgic gameplay in a hot minute. And I have spooky themed games, nostalgic games to play. I have 3, but we're only going to be doing 2 Friday streams this month. So I'm gonna leave it down to like a poll. I'll probably end up doing it on Instagram, maybe do it on here, do it on my Discord, in terms of which game we're gonna play. So we have 3 options. I think we have a original Game Boy, a Game Boy Advance, and a PS2 game. These are all emulators. So we have a Game Boy game. We have the Addams Family for Game Boy. And then we have The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think like the Pumpkin King. It has like a colon and then the name of the thing. That for Game Boy Advance. And then our good friend Saul was able to find me a copy of the Haunted Mansion for PS2. So we have those 3 options in terms of what nostalgic spooky game we want to play on Friday. I'll probably do the poll on, I don't know, Thursday maybe Wednesday afternoon, just so that I can, 1, have time for everyone to like give their input, and 2, give me time to then make sure I set up the right game for Friday, and in amongst, you know, making sure the house is ready for baby shower stuff on Saturday. I assume all I'm doing is following this pattern. I'm like, again, it seems fine. I've just been like, I'm just doing an outline and not even thinking like, is this actually what I'm supposed to be doing? It is. Until I get to the lettering, and then also the band around the cork. That also is backstitched. So, and like the lip of the bottle. But until that, it's just working this around. But you can already see how the bottle is like popping off the page now, off the Ada with the backstitching. Just adds a bit of sharpness to projects. Not all projects like need it. I think this definitely benefits from it. If there wasn't going to be words across the bottle, I feel like the eyeball would also benefit from being outlined, but then it would just make it too muddy to outline it and then have words in the same floss going across it. So it makes sense as to why we're doing words instead of outlines over the eyeball. Unless the idea is to make it look like the eye. No, I don't think so. I was gonna say maybe it's meant to look like the eyeball is already in the bottle, versus like to outline the eyeball might make it look like it's a stamp on the actual potion bottle itself. But I think that's what it is. Like, I think it is the latter. I don't think it is the former. So, I don't know. feel like stream has just like flown by. Like time flies when you're having fun. Guess because it's like so exciting to, you know, it's very rare that a cross-stitch project can be started and completed in one stream, in one 3-hour chunk. That's like pretty unheard of for, well, it is unheard of for literally everything I'm working on right now. So I think that definitely adds to the excitement, and it go, you know, stream going by so fast because it's like, I don't know. It's an exciting little race that I'm having with myself. Ooh. I did want the back end to be tamped down, but not in that section, more in the center. Whoop. Going to try to do this simultaneously. It's looking so good. Wonder, I'm hoping. I think we will. I'm 90% hopeful. Keep throwing 99 around. I'm only 90% hopeful that we can actually finish all of the back stitching using this one thing of floss. I think that would be awesome. My back hurts. There we go. Oh. Once we finish this, we then will go. Basically, we're like doing reverse lettering. We're gonna come back down here, and then we're gonna start with the N of dragon and sort of move along in that way. And then that's where I'm hoping that back stitching thread will get tucked in. Oh. You getting stuck too. Make sure that these threads don't then get caught. Trying to keep all of the like end pieces sort of centralized so that we don't have any outliers, just because I think when we go to stick them in the keychains, depending on what we're going to do, we want to have the like everything around here to be like as free of thread as possible, because then that will show up through the Ada cloth, and we would like to avoid that. At least I would. Alright, now it's time for letters. Oh. Sometimes the back stitching isn't like 100% across, so then you need to basically not go through every individual Ada hole in your back stitching in order to make things what they need. So sometimes lettering will have you going across like multiple ones, so you don't end up securing it until you kind of get to that point. But it looks like this is all pretty even. That probably made no sense. If you do cross stitch, then you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, then you're like, that doesn't make any sense, and I would say absolutely you are correct. I don't know what I am trying to explain. I think it's always helpful to have like different sizes of lettering for when you do projects, because I think like if you decide, at least for me when I was doing all of the different like baby announcement cross stitches, sometimes the like how I wanted, because I wanted to display them in hoops, sometimes the patterns I was using were like much larger, and so to condense them in a hoop I then needed to change the sort of size of the letters that I was using to spell out the birth name and stuff. And so I was always like Googling like different sizes of lettering that I could use. So this doesn't obviously have the whole alphabet in it, but I always appreciate where like these are only kind of two lines up, which is helpful for making itty bitty letters for stuff. I know, like, for me personally, it bothers me when, like, if you're doing lettering, it's like, this letter is only 1 square across, other letters are 2 squares across. Like, I want them to all universally be, because then it makes it easier to plot, like, the length of stuff. So, to me, I'm like, this G seems massive, but it's like, well, no, in comparison to, like, the O and stuff, like, it's not, it's fine, but that's just I don't know, a weird little hang-up of mine, where I'm like, you are either all 2 squares long, or you're all 1 square long. But to make, like, a G or an N 1 square long, you would have to make all of these 2. That's the only way that would work. Make sure. I didn't really think through. No, it's fine. It's like, because I'm going to end up here and then I have to jump back over there, but it's not the end of the world. One word down, 2 to go. Is it getting close? Ooh. I think we'll be alright though. It's like, are we gonna have to play floss chicken? I think we'll be okay though. that they sort of go towards the edge of the bottle, so it can kind of look like these are connected, but I think it will be all right. Wait, why are those? Oh yes, okay. I was like, why are they 2 things away? That's because the Y obviously goes outward. Doy doy. There we go. These all get secured. Yeah, looks good. This guy's a bit out there. That's fine. There we go. Listen. Really should move the needle or the hoop, sorry, but actually we might as well take it off because we're gonna sort this out in a minute. That'll make it a lot easier to park this because we don't have to fight with it. Okay. There we go. Let's try to secure all of this behind this without snagging the Ada cloth. Okay. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Perfect. That then secures the section that I want to secure. Check it out! It's our first one, all finished. Super cute. It's actually really cute, you guys. I'm quite happy with it. So, if we get out this and sort of we're just kind of eyeballing it. We're not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like sort of. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not a perfect system, but if we can sort of like briefly outline, sort of like here and here and here and here. then that will sort of determine, because we want to fit the other 6 on here. So if we do this, then it'll sort of give us a little bit of more of an outline of where we want stuff. Here and here. Here. Here, and then hopefully we won't have to contend with the hoop as much as we did with this first gay. I have to remember which lines go with which thing, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. We know what we're doing. Because I don't want to cut them out and start sticking them in before we actually finish them all, because then we will lose the amount of Ada we need to stick it in the hoop and keep it secure, and we don't want that. Alright, so we have another like 20 minutes, so I say let's keep her going. Alright, we do sort of want to start in the center of this. So this is sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, not like 5 squares down from the notch. So we'll keep that in mind where we're starting. Okay. We can actually probably still leave this hoop in here at this level, and then we can see what we're working on. Next one we're going to be working on is Zombie Tonic. Oop. The other thing too is because this is pencil, if we did like go outside the lines, we can just like sort of erase it a little bit. So if we kind of follow this track here, this is kind of where we're starting from. This bit there. We might as well start with the brown again. Oops. Whoops. Nope. I have the urge to do like the brown tops of every single one of them, but I like the idea of us working on one of these and sort of finishing them on the same day. So let's move 1, 2, 3. So sort of like move down 5. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sort of start here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is all like rough estimates. It's more that I just don't accidentally want to run into my whatchamacallits, my pencil marks. Okay. Oop. Ah, damn it. Let's try again. Okay. Let's see how much of this next one we can get done in the next 20 minutes. Let's see how it goes. this doesn't feel like it's on tight enough, but it could just be because half of the part of the Ada is like slipping out of the fabric. There we go. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's fine. It's fine. Bud? I didn't realize you were back up here. I thought you were downstairs. Hello. From one bedroom to the next. Are we using for the zombies? I think we'll probably only need this strand of thread to do all 6 of the bottle tops, because that's the only thing we're using this brown color for, from what it looks like. So I think we will very easily only need to use this one strand of floss, which is very cool. Okay, we need purple. Or as my cousin's daughter said when she was little, purr purr. Purr purr. She's like going off to like university next year or something. But when she was little, purr purr. Okay. Triangle. This is going to be a slightly different shape, a very different shape to the last one, which is cool. We'll do the half stitches again and, you know, make sure I don't forget to fill them all in. But it worked for like 99%. It was just that one that I missed. So it's not like it's a bad system. I just, you know, That one time. I think I need to rearrange this because this slipping out of here is going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, let's just move you over slightly. There we go. That will hopefully help keep the tension a bit nicer. Okay, so this does go 4 across, but because we then need to come up here and do that, we are going to not complete that line. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 7. Just triple check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. How far down is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Move out of the way. I keep like hitting it with my wrist and it's making a noise that is bothering me. So 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. I think. Yeah, 9. So we are on the 10th. Ooh. 10. Again, triple check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. And then we continue moving. There we go. Once we get to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, once we get to that point, we then have to add 5 more. So we'll get there and then we'll assess. If we can half stitch complete this before 6. That's my goal. Okay, are we at this point? Yes. So once we hit the cork, how many more are we doing? We've hit the cork. Hit the cork. We have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. Hi, Aurora. Thank you so much. I know it looks super cute, doesn't it? This is the first of 6, and I've worked out that they're gonna fit in the little keychains that I have, so I'm really excited to cut all these out when they're all finished and pop them in some keychains for everyone. It's gonna be awesome. I hope you're doing all right. Okay, let's see, from the cork bottle. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From the cork bottle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. I'm gonna go back up here again. So we finished Eye of Dragon. We're currently working on Zombie Tonic. And then the remaining is snake slime. No, snail slime, crow's feet, snake oil, and just good old-fashioned poison. Oh yeah, you guys were dealing with some... It was like a stomach bug, wasn't it? I'm glad you're all feeling better. He's doing all right. He's back, well, on Friday, we took his cone off and had visitors, and that was the day before he was meant to have his like 10-day checkup. And that, we don't know if anywhere from Friday evening to Saturday mid-morning, his wound had opened up slightly and then sealed again. So we noticed some like coagulated sort of blood at a certain section. So we sent photos and emailed them to the vet, and they were like, you need to come for an appointment like that day just to make sure that they don't have to give him like more stitches or anything. So they said it seems fine. It looked worse in the photos than it does IRL, but because we don't know how long it was open for, if any bacteria got caught in it, he's now back in the cone for another 5 days. Now 2. He should be, if all things are good, out of the cone by Thursday. But he's been taking antibiotics and will be on them until that time as well. So yeah, so he's doing all right, but I think he's a little bit annoyed that he got that sweet, sweet taste of cone-free freedom and then we had to stick it back on him. But other than that, he's been fine. It doesn't seem like he has an infection or anything. It's more like just a precautionary measure because we would rather him take antibiotics as a precautionary instead of him getting an abscess and us having to like take him in for surgery again. So it's all well and good. It's just I think we're all annoying or all annoyed, sorry, by the cone. Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely feeling all right. That's what we're thinking. We think because we had family over, and we were like, you know, if they're over and he's on with the cone, like it's gonna be such a mess. So we took the cone off him, and we think, 'cause, again, he's not shown any interest in the wound unless it was like because we left it off overnight, and it was at night that he then took a bit of an interest to it. We think he just went a little bit too crazy at the excitement of other people in the house. Yeah, he partied a little too hard Friday night, I think is what happened. Because even too, I don't know if he just is like craving, you know, other friends, like, I don't know, craving. He's sick and tired of me and Liam, I think is what it is. He wants affection from other people. Because even today I took him for a W in the morning, and we ran into like one of our neighbors that we haven't seen in a while. And Shadow got all these pets, and then he had like the super zoomies afterward, and I'm like, buddy, you need to calm down. You're still technically recovering. Like, you need to chill. So luckily though, I checked him over today, and it's like nothing's opened up again. Because I'm like, next thing you know, like, you're gonna get so excited, be jumpy and spinny and runny, and you're gonna like pull something or rip something again. But thankfully that hasn't been the case. It's only because I'm getting a bit not concerned, but we're meant to, like, I'm hosting a baby shower on Saturday, and it's sort of been like discussed that they want as many like guys there as possible. So Liam is gonna stay here with me, but we need Shadow over at my in-laws, and it would be nicer, I think, for them puppy sitting if they didn't have to deal with his cone, and I think he would prefer it. So hopefully everything goes well, and before we bring him over there, we can actually take his cone off. We'll see, because we figure Thursday, Friday, we'll find out if he's in the clear for then the Saturday for that sort of situation to happen. So we shall see. Yeah, right? Thank you. Trust me, they are all crossed. I think it'll be fine. But then again, you know, his recovery was going swimmingly, and then literally day 10 shenanigans, so who knows? Right, this is going all the way across. Perfect. Alright, so we're gonna finish up this half stitching situation. And then we're gonna go find a friend to raid. Because I need to go figure out what the hell I'm making for dinner. Usually there's like a little bit of a game plan, and I've like taken something out of the freezer to defrost and like whatever. That hasn't been discussed. I have no idea. So I need to figure it out. Part of me is tempted to just finish this. Alright, pull my leg, why don't you? We will continue. We will finish the stitches, and then once all the whole stitches are finished, then we will raid out. That's what I've decided. We will quickly finish all the stitches. Because then I can, like, cut the thread and things. I don't really want to have... I'll do it, but I don't know. It's just easier. Let's just clean this up. Let's just clean it up. Let's just clean it up, and then we don't have to worry about it. And then we have, I don't know, looks like we've made more progress that way as well, because we have. Okay. I don't know if it's because of the colors of this bottle. Probably because it is. It's sort of like giving me perfume bottle vibes. Now hopefully, I'm pretty sure we will finish this with one strand of floss, which is also very exciting. Basically, we are going to finish the half stitches or until we run out of floss, whichever happens first. And then I need to figure out what to have for dinner. Because we had rice last night, but rice is like the easiest thing. We have like potatoes and stuff, but potatoes require a lot of prep. And I don't want to. Maybe we'll just have like chicken nuggets and hash browns for dinner. That's like our we don't know what to do and nothing is defrosted meal of choice. That's our orange dinner. Orange Dinner of Champions. We'll see. Final push. Now, I don't think we'll have to play Floss Chicken, but who knows? Oh, my eyes are going buggy. I haven't done the, you know, stare off into the distance for 20 seconds. That's right. Final push. We got this. Let's keep going. Like 30 more stitches, I think. strand of floss, a whole waft load of stitches, and we have finished the basic outline plus the cork of our zombie tonic. Excellent, excellent. All right, let's pop this away. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to figure out what my dinner's gonna be. All right, 2 down. Well, 1 down, 5 to go, but we are getting close to finishing a second, which is very exciting. And then, like I said, when they're all finished, we will then cut them out and pop them in the keychains. And then that will be some more 200 follower giveaway options, which is always very exciting. So let's go and see which friends we have. Ooh, the stream setup is a mess. Okay, let's go and see which of our friends is currently online. Damn, we have so many people. We haven't gone to see Seabird Studio in a very long time. Let's go and see them. So we use the raid message. I always forget to do it. But let's go and see her. Ooh, don't know if she's cross-stitching or diamond painting or rug hooking. I don't know. Let's go find out. Like I said, we'll be back here on Thursday to make needle felted pumpkins. Yay! And then Friday, we'll determine. I'll probably post a poll on Instagram / Discord / talk about it on here in terms of what spooky nostalgic game we're gonna play on Friday. So stay tuned for that and have an amazing afternoon, evening, morning, whatever the day brings you. See you later. Bye!